Stu checking for rats, all of you.
Oh, look, the blue headphones.
Hang on. Let's give YouTube a privilege here. You got the blue headphones.
Your favorite.
Are you settled, Stu? We're gonna start the show.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're talking to YouTube, and he's got those damn Tourette's going on. He's got those fucking hiccups. Yeah, you look fantastic, Stu.
At least he's not wearing his bathrobe this week.
Oh, we don't know what his pants are yet.
Well, that's true.
All right, let's go here. Fuck.
There was a time when the world turned their back upon men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions, led by passion that knows no boundaries. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of big men.
I said this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clement, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is. It's the greatest place in the world to be, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cave Crew Radio on a Thursday night. My name is DK. I'm absolutely elated. I have so many silly things I want to talk about tonight. There is nothing wrong in this world except it's like, well, it's 100 degrees here, but it's supposed to cool down before the evening lies. And I've got nothing else to say. I'm over to Big B, the real King of Queens.
That is right. I am here, Sir Big B, live in Queens, New York, where it is 101 degrees here. Fucking
it's hot there too, eh?
Holy shit! I just went. I went to see Metallica this past Sunday over at Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium, and I was all the way up in the fucking nosebleed seats, and we had just had a nor'easter come through the day before. It was like 30 fucking degrees. I was freezing my balls off sitting there watching Metallica, and today it's 101.
And how was it though? How were they?
Oh, they were great.
This many years after, because I've seen them, Big B, 13 times. That is my most favorite band.
Right. Oh, they were fucking awesome. They were tight, fast, great. It really was a great set. The last time I saw them was 1994. This was the third time I've seen them. I saw them once in 92, once in 94, and then again this past Sunday. I've seen shows of them throughout the years on YouTube where they just absolutely sucked, where they were slow and it was all awful and terrible. But this show and this tour, and it seems like with this new album, they have a newfound energy, and they were fucking great. They really were. What a great show.
I love those guys.
Yeah, and you know, it was, you know, James was cracking jokes on stage, and It was really cool because if you know your Metallica history, they actually they're from Los Angeles, moved up to San Francisco, and then came out to New Jersey to record Kill 'Em All. That's where Johnny Z signed them to Megaforce Records all those years ago, back in 1983, and that was in New Jersey. That was in Old Bridge, New Jersey. So he brought that up and mentioned what's known as the Old Bridge Militia, which was all the guys from back then. So it was really cool. It was a great show.
Did they play Am I Evil?
They did not.
Oh. What was their opening song?
The opening song was the opening song to the new album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
And what was the ending song?
The last song was Enter Sandman.
Nice.
In between, they played songs off the new album. They played songs off Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All, and the new album. They didn't play any of the crap from Load, Reload, Saint Anger, and Death Magnetic. It was all good stuff.
I know I haven't been called in yet, but did you get your lighters out and wave them in your air?
Hang on a minute. This is a conversation to me. You spoil everything.
Is London calling? I already heard London calling. London barged in.
Yes, this London. I wondered whether Big B had lighter, like waving his lighter as they were doing their slow numbers.
No slow numbers. What's a slow number? Unforgiven?
Well, they did Unforgiven. They did Fade to Black. They did Nothing Else Matters. So they had a couple of ballady type songs in there. But it was too. Even if you wanted to put up the lighters, and nobody does that anymore because everybody's got their fucking cell phones. They put up their cell phone lights. It was way too fucking windy. I mean, like I said, we were all the way to fuck up in the nosebleed seats at Giant Stadium, so the wind was ripping around. It was fucking freezing up there.
Now, who did you bring? Mrs. B?
No, I did not bring Mrs. B. I bought the tickets specifically for me and Mrs. B to go because she's never seen Metallica, but she's like kind of not interested in newer Metallica stuff. So she was like, she instead was going to give it to my son, Peter, who's been on the show before. Yeah. So me and him were all set to go, but he's been sick the past couple of days leading up to Sunday. And Sunday he woke up feeling utterly miserable. He looked terrible. He was coughing and sneezing and all. He was terrible. So he couldn't go. So I ended up going with one of my friends who helped rewire this studio.
All right. Did they play Battery?
They did not.
Did not play Battery. Did they play Master of Puppets?
They did. They played Master of Puppets. They played For Whom the Bell Tolls, Master of Puppets. They actually played Fight Fire with Fire, which was fucking great because they never played that song.
Oh, I love Fight Fire with Fire. But For Whom the Bell Tolls used to be their opening song.
Yeah, they played that third.
And I usually shit my pants, folks. I have to admit, I've seen them 13 times.
Yeah.
I've taken acid. I've been completely wasted. And James Hetfield is my hero. I will never tell you that he's not.
They opened with the opening song off the new album. Like I said, Hardwired. They went into the song Atlas Rise, which is off the new album, and then the third song they played, For Whom the Bell Tolls. And man, did they fucking kill that song! That song. They played it so good.
So when you heard the bell,
well, no, they didn't play the bell. They just went into it.
Oh, they didn't do the bell because when you hear the bell is when you really start to go a little crazy.
Right. No, they just went right into it. It was a nice energy going throughout the stadium through the first two songs, and they just went right into it, and the place erupted.
Now you were outside for all of this.
Yeah, it was outside. We're in Giant Stadium where the Giants and Jets play.
Nice. And no backup band.
No, they had Volbeat opened. They went on at like 6, and then Avenged Sevenfold went on right before them.
Thank God Soundgarden wasn't scheduled.
That would have been fun.
I'm very disappointed in that. I really am. I'm going to go over to Stu in a minute here, but he has Stu and I were talking, and he's like, I don't even know who Soundgarden is. But in the 90s, Soundgarden was like one of my go-to, and I am so disappointed that he took the easy way out.
Yeah, I people are all, oh, it's so sad and this and that. I'm heartbroken and all this nonsense. You know what? If he died from a disease or a stroke or a heart, something along those lines, yeah, it's tragic. The fact that he committed suicide, fuck him. It's not tragic. I don't care.
Yeah,
he leaves young children behind. So now they grow up without a father. You committed suicide. That's not tragic. That's your own fucking fault. Like I said, if you had a disease or something like that, and you died, like when Lemmy died of cancer, or Glenn Fry died of, I think, complications to pneumonia, something like that. That's a tragic death. That's an unexpected, very tragic death. If you commit suicide, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to feel bad for you. Fuck yourself.
There's a compassionate side of Big B coming out there.
It really is. It's my feel good side.
Well, how do you feel about that, Stu, as a musician? Obviously, we all feel misery in our lives. I felt misery today.
I think when musicians die, it's they die. It's sad. And move on. I wouldn't be going like putting tributes outside their house or getting counselling for anything.
And that's a funny thing too. Like, I'm a fan of I'm a big Eagles fan. Yeah, it was sad when Glenn Fry died. He died of like I said, complications from pneumonia, I think it was. I'm not going to go cry and fucking seek counseling.
No, you might reminisce and put on an album or something like that.
Right, yeah. Completely normal. You put, oh, man, I'm never going to get to see them again.
No, but, thankfully, I've got this music to remember them by, and that's it.
Right, but there's some people that, like Stu said, go seek counseling because their favorite singer died. What the fuck they ever do for you? Yeah, they never came to your house and paid your fucking bills. Jesus, relax.
You didn't know them in person.
Right.
They were a friend, wasn't they?
Just remember this.
No, it's just mind-boggling, really. It all started out with Ebony and Ivory.
How did Ebony and... Just remember, it all started with Ebony and Ivory.
It did.
I think we can the human race goes all the way back to Ebony and Ivory.
I think so too. I think the George Michael, Michael Jackson, Prince. I think Ebony and Ivory had a secret message inside of them.
Right.
What do you think, Stu?
I just think it all goes back to Ebony and Ivory.
Stu, do you still have those fucking work boots on? See, you don't show Big B the stuff that you show me in the day.
No, I dashed out this morning, right? 10:30 or so.
He had rubber boots on like he was fishing for catfish.
No, what happened, right? All the kids are at school. It's the first day in ages where one of them hasn't been off sick or on my day off, where I can just chill out. And well, today I was doing my housework, But I thought, I've got a nice morning to myself. Also, I get a phone call from my daughter. She's in tears right now. So last year at school, she's just starting her exams this week. So she's phoned me up. She's crying. I couldn't really understand what she's saying. She's saying, "Can you pick me up? Can you pick me up?" So, oh God, So I said, "Yeah, I'm on my way." And I was wearing like swimming trunk, not swimming trunk. I was wearing like
you were in swimming trunks. Fishing boots. I've never. I have to get a photo to send over to Big B. You look like you were going to catch crawfish. I don't know if that's crawfish.
I was
in the United Kingdom, but
I was doing a deep clean in the house. Right? I had an old t-shirt on. I had some basically shorts that I would wear down the beach, and she's called me. So I thought, right, I've got to get. I'll have to go. And I was actually wearing slippers as well at the time. And I had socks on as well, which didn't go. So I thought, right, let's just hope I don't get in a car crash. So I stuck my work boots on the whole attire didn't look very good.
Your
So
rainy day boots. And why would you need them in the house? There is no house that has that much dust and that much water that you need to be wearing fucking rainy boots in your house.
So I've grabbed the car keys, jumped in the car. I couldn't even remember locking the front door, and I've sped as quick as I can to her school to pick her up. And there she is waiting for me. And on the way, I phoned my wife, and I said, maybe she's fucked up one of these exams or something like that. And then, so I said, what's the matter, babe? What's the matter? She said, oh, it's the last time I'm going to see my friend. And I said, what? She said, yeah, it's the last day at school with my friend. She's going to another school, sixth form college or something like that. And I said, I've just dashed all this way wearing swimming trunks.
Have you ever heard of Snapchat? You just sent Stu in his rubber boots. like he's going to fetch crawfish.
I said, I'm really upset for you. I'm really upset for you, but come on. And,
I can imagine you are. How is she now?
Well, she was laughing when she saw what I was dressed like. I said, you got me all this way.
You too.
How old is she, Stu?
She's 16.
16. Yeah. Friends going to different schools. That's like the end of the world to kids that age.
Yeah. I mean, it's officially her last week at school. I think it was her last day at school or something on Friday, probably. But now they're just doing the exams.
Now see, here's where I'm different from everyone else, Big B.
Yeah.
I would be celebrating. It's my last day at school.
Right.
I'd be buying fireworks and a Mickey.
You'd be down the pub.
I certainly would not be crying that I'm not going to see little Joey again.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm in the same boat. Anytime, like here we go kindergarten to 8th grade, and then 8th grade you move on to high school. So when 8th grade came and I knew I wasn't going to see some of these kids, they were going to different schools. Okay, it's been nice knowing you. I'm moving on to high school. And then when high school ended, and some kids went off to college, some kids went off there, and maybe I stayed in contact with 2 people.
Yeah.
Okay, you move on with it. I was same thing. I was excited to be done with that.
But they're buying presents for teachers now, and cards, and oh god, I mean, if I ever bumped into one of my teachers again, it'd be too soon.
Listen, I guess an apple isn't good enough anymore, huh?
No.
Hey, hello to everyone in the chat room. By the way, we have a groom in the room, Big B.
We do,
and I know you're in this wedding, and Al won't get mad at me. The tux is not ready.
It is not. It's apparently stuck in Secaucus.
Why would you leave it till the last week?
Well, he didn't leave it to the last week. It's the place that he's getting it from. I don't know when they ordered it, or I know Al went in plenty of time to go get the tux. It's the place that I guess when they did the fitting and all that to get it back, they bucked up, and now it's sitting in Secaucus, and the wedding is on Sunday.
Now there is no tux. Al is going to walk in his rubber boots and his bathing suit,
his swimming trunks. I'm sure by the time Sunday rolls along, everything will be.
Al is going to look great.
Everything is going to go off without a hitch on Sunday.
He is so stressed out, Big B, over his vows, though. So stressed over his vows, and it's like this. Listen, you, Mrs. Cotter, I promise. Well, I promise things I really don't want to promise.
I'm sure it'll be fun, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of pictures. You could see me in my suit. I'm sure they'll be plastered all over everywhere next show.
Stuck here forever,
just like when with my son's communion, the pictures in the church.
hang on a minute, because we do have our guests coming in the room. But
We certainly do.
I want to go over to me for a second and look at Stu.
Wait.
Now, apparently Stu calls that a whistle.
What?
Over in England.
A whistle?
Let's see if I can I bring it? There you go.
He's trying to do like.
Look at Stu and his whistle.
He's trying to be like James Bond and shit.
He is wearing, and he certainly doesn't look like he's sad to see his father-in-law go.
I was just trying on my suit, you know.
Trying on your suit for a funeral, very happy occasion, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Catch you later, Frank.
It's nice knowing you. I got this nice suit. Great.
Why do you call it a whistle?
It's a whistle and flute. It's Cockney rhyming slang.
Hang on, I want to go to our guest here.
Because our guest
Holy
might know
shit,
what that
he's
means.
swearing. Look at his bottom third. He's like swearing.
Yeah, you couldn't get mine to work. But yes, our guest, a friend of mine, we work together. He has a vlog that he posts up on YouTube. It's basically about a Brit living in New York, and what he does on his time off, to and from work. He's got a drone that he flies over and gets some nice shots of the city. Does various things. He's a huge hockey fan. He owns a hockey team in London. Mr. Patrick Henry.
Hi guys, it is fucking ridiculously hot, and I'm sorry I'm late.
I'm very sorry that you jumped in at this inopportune time, but we're not the most polite people.
That's true.
It's 81, so I thought, you know what, I need to cool the apartment down. Let me go get the AC on. AC doesn't work, but quick, get the guys to come and fix it. And they've turned around, it broke. So I'm going to sweat here in nearly 90-degree heat.
All night long?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, well, that'll make for a good vlog.
It will. It'll just be my birthday.
If I didn't know that everyone would be naked. Anyway, I want to play something. Patrick. Hang on. Sure. I want you to listen to this.
We're in Soho, and it's dead. Like, that's the only other person who's walking around in the streets. She could be a prostitute, as far as we know. So a little walk to the gallery where this is. I'm kind of interested to see how it all works. You don't know, there's a lot of attention at the moment on AI and big data. Definitely a prostitute. We can see how it's working, what it does. They want to take this to more places. Watson also can now do your taxes, which is pretty clever. And you can use Watson for free, even. You can actually pull up data and all.
Okay, so you're talking about Watson, but listeners don't really give a shit about Watson. We want to know about the prostitute.
Yeah, well, she looked like one. She might not have been. I don't know. Have you seen? It was on some article today about these new detachable jeans.
What?
Yeah. Women can walk around in these detachable jeans, and you literally can just unhook them, type of thing, and they turn into shorts. And you look at them going,
Is that like basketball? The snap away pants that they pull off?
Is that like what Shaq O'Neal does when he's?
I don't know. There's some stuff you see, don't you? Like a pair of jeans with plastic covers for knees, and this woman is walking down the streets of Soho. And it may be a bit of a flashback from living back in London, but around Soho, some of the things you see are a little bit of an eye-opener. Like, we had two guys.
I'm watching you, and you're like so intense, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm really going to learn some technical shit here. And you start freaking out because this girl dressed like gold dust is.
Well, yeah. Next time I will make sure as I'm talking, and I've noticed this as I'm. The hardest thing I find about actually vlogging is that I I don't know how many people have done like the advanced driving test, but when you do that, you have to talk to the instructor about everything you see. Like there's a red car coming up on the right-hand side, there's traffic lights coming up, there's 3 children walking down the right-hand street. It's kind of like that. You're trying to walk and I'm trying to speak and say things I'm seeing or thinking about while making sure I don't get run over or, you know, get propositioned by a prostitute. And that has happened before, right? I was in Romania and I was walking down the street and I got this tap on the shoulder and I said, sorry, no English. And she goes, you want pussy? You want pussy? No, I won't. Or I was actually, when I was in Hull and I was walking down the street, you know, that's a different story. We actually have to label that story my night with a crack whore because that went wrong very quickly. You guys won't know Hull, and I'm trying to just think of a city that I can describe, but so you guys would understand what Hull would be like.
Well, I live in Canada, so I don't know if you've ever been here.
Yeah, I love Canada. I think it's wonderful. Everything's nice. Everyone drinks tea. Queen, I like that. I miss Queenie. Good old Queenie. But yeah, it's an old port town, and unfortunately it fell into a bit of disrepute after the war, and some areas of it are questionable. And in fact, actually, if you Google or into YouTube West Hull, there are like, it's awful. Such a terrible place.
They're fucking French people. Are you talking about Hull, Quebec?
Yeah, a bit like Quebec. Yeah.
It's because they speak fucking French.
Nobody likes Quebec.
All right, listen. I want to hear, how long have you been in the United States, Patrick?
So I've been here now, about just over 3 years. And I am enjoying it.
Okay.
I really do like it out here. There's a lot more opportunity, and you know, you can do things like you can find people who are like-minded so much more, and because of that, you can enjoy your passions like this. Like, you try finding people in the UK who do like a podcast and have similar interests as well as like hockey and things like this. It's really difficult. It really is. And so when you come out to America and you go, yeah, I like playing hockey and video games and I like technology, people go like, so do we. It's like, this is brilliant and it's great. Obviously, you're mad voted for the president. But
I want to put you, Patrick, with the perfect match. We're going to go back and talk about hockey because no one loves hockey like me and Big B, but I want to put you.
Big B?
Yeah, but I want to put you with.
Yes, he doesn't know my radio name. I am Sir Big B, Patrick. I've been knighted by the Queen.
Oh my God.
You guys didn't disclose this before the show. Listen, I'm going to put you in touch right now with my very dear friend, Choo Choo Stu. He still lives in London, England, and I'd like you two to chat about things.
Well, before we get it, let me preface this because I had told Patrick that we we have a fellow Brit on the show, Choo Choo Stu. And he's a tube driver, a train driver in the tube. And I don't know which one is northern and which one is southern, but he said, I don't know if Patrick was southern or northern, whichever one. He's like, yeah, he's gonna hate me because I'm the
Patrick's
opposite.
northern.
Yeah, I'm a proper northern monkey.
Can we hold this till the break, though?
Southern pussy. And it was really good. It was really good to hear the Cockney rhyming slang. And the minute I heard it, it's like, it means suit. It's like, why do you guys not know this?
I don't know, because we say suit. We don't have to say 67 words to say suit.
Patrick, where are you from?
So, a bit more of a...
Hang on a minute. For fuck's sakes. Typical. You're both from the fucking old country. Neither one of you takes a breath because the fog's catching your lung. Let's take a break.
Yeah, and then we got to have these two talk.
And when we get back, we're going to have a conversation between a Brit that lives in the United States and a true Brit, because I deal with Stu on a regular basis, as you do, Big B.
Yeah.
And now I've met a new friend, and I really like him. I want to talk about hockey. But anyway, let's cool down for a second here, guys. Let's take a really quick break. You're listening to Cave Crew Radio. And here we go.
It's just mind-boggling, really. It all started out with ebony and ivory.
How did ebony and ivory have anything to do with it?
Yeah, because do you remember?
What the hell is going on?
Hi, this is Sally calling from your CVS pharmacy. I'd just like to let you know that your anal wart removal cream, your butt plug, and your Viagra are now in. And we also got those extra small condoms that you needed. So please go ahead and let me know when you'll be coming in so I can set those aside for you. Thank you and have a great day.
So you asked me what goes on the rest of the week. Facebook, Cave Crew Radio. Join the Cave Crew Radio group on Facebook 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Find out where the stories come from. Where are the ideas plugging in? Cave Crew Radio on Facebook. Join today. Don't forget Twitter at Cave Crew Radio. I really feel like going to hang myself after this. All right, so here we go, kids. Let's get the two Brits talking, Big B.
I've been waiting for this for a while.
Well, what subject would you bring up?
You're making this sound like a circus. Like it's like something that's never done before.
It is a circus. We
don't know each other from Adam.
It's what I do like is you've just shown me a packet of Walkers.
I know. I thought I'd just. I wonder whether you got them over there or not.
Oh, the cold glaze, and they've got all the wrong flavors. Like I don't
salt
know
and vinegar.
Wrong, but they've done it wrong. It's incredible how we gave like language and knowledge and insights and an entire infrastructure to an entire country, and they made crisps wrong. They don't even call them chips.
I know.
It's
someone asks you for some chips and they come out with a packet of crisps. I suppose you're quite disappointed, really.
I'm disappointed because then I go out, I've got to do prawn cocktail. No. Smoky bacon? No. Cheese and onion? No. I'm not interested then. Thank you.
And what do they have?
Stu, ask him if he's ever taken the mick.
Well, he knows what taking it. You don't. You still don't get the gist of taking the mick.
But it's also one of these ones as well. I find is that you say taking the mick, and then that's kind of like the teenage one. I think it's an interesting way. Like Americans won't swear, like for whatever reason they suppress and bottle it instead of like just calling out the bullshit. They go, "Oh, the BS." It's not BS. It's bullshit. You're literally BSing the bullshit right now. It's bullshit. You're grown up. Fucking swear. It's okay to swear. It's a different thing as well. It's like Americans speak very colonial English, which is really weird, and I think that's why they like the Queen, even though they have their little hissy fit. But British English evolved. It grew. It changed. It went through the punk era, which Americans just treated as like music. For us, it was really about a revolution and going against society's, the man. And not only did it create some fantastic music, it changed the way people think within a society, and more swearing and rebelling and going against the norms. And over here, they don't. It's like Victorian England, but modern, and it's weird. And I'll tell you one thing I miss the most, and I went back to London in, I think, about March time. Honest to God, you guys are so appreciated, is the London Underground.
Oh yeah.
On time, they tell you when there's issues, and we can have fabric seats with armrests because you haven't got some fucking homeless man pissing and shitting in there.
Oh, can I just stop you there?
But not every morning.
Wait a minute. So, Stu, you work in the underground?
But I was only just thinking today. Now, people don't realise what they're sitting on when they sit on these trains, because we do piss and we do shit and we do vomit all over the seats. But come rush hour the next morning, no one knows about it because it's all dried.
Yeah, but we like to just pretend it hasn't and sit down nicely.
I know.
AC is actually kicking out warm fucking air. What the fuck?
But no, we do run a jolly good system over here in London.
And it's pleasurable. It was so nice to be able to sit. Also, one thing I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Glasgow, the mayor of New York, is now coming out with little badges for pregnant women. And the only reason I bring this up is that my missus is up the duff already. Yeah. And in the UK, people they see the badge and please take a seat. Here, you could wear the badge, have your belly literally sticking over your feet, and they'll just close their eyes and pretend they haven't seen you. Have some manners.
Yeah.
And it's very different. And one thing I really do miss is the underground. I think it is fantastic service within London. I'm really happy it's working. It's going to be 24 hours. I actually love the London night bus service. I think it's something you can actually do for a night out, to be quite honest. Get a couple of pizzas and some Coke and sit around. It's fantastic. But yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So between London and New York, obviously two major cities within their own countries, what is the biggest difference you see between London and New York? Because obviously there's nightlife and there's transportation and all that stuff. What's the biggest difference?
You don't say water correctly. That's my biggest thing at the moment. Like everything else, you're right. You drive on the other side. That's like Europe. We ignore that. We just pretend you got it wrong. People eat pizza. It's these tiny little things that really they build up. Like you say coffee and water. When you speak, but it's the weather, the season. Well, no, you have those as well.
We have a lot less rain than you.
You find the same shops. Like people used to come out to New York on good old Concord for a 3 or 4 day shopping spree.
Mm.
And to be honest, the international markets have got significantly smaller, and people can buy whatever they want online. So there's no difference. So when you're coming here, you're wanting to come here for a different culture, and you definitely can feel that. I didn't know how much Spanish I should probably have learned. I had no idea.
That is 100% true. You go to just various neighborhoods here. It's all Spanish.
Yeah.
If you came to Canada, you would have to learn French.
Well, that's fine because we learn French at school.
So he'll fit right in Canada. Well, he's been to Canada. He's been to the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he's been up to Canada.
I actually adore Toronto. It's a wonderful city.
Like my hometown, and I live in Windsor, but my hometown is Toronto, Ontario.
Oh, is it Windsor's just across the river from an amazing city, isn't it?
From Detroit. See,
there it is. That's what I've been waiting for.
See, I'm going to tell you something, Big B.
Yeah.
It takes an Englishman to come across the fucking waters to understand where I live.
Well, you have to understand one thing, though. Patrick is a huge Detroit Red Wings fan, so he knows the area.
Well, and I don't think I've told you this tonight yet, but you can eat shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, the only reason your Leafs team is doing so well is because you've got Mike back. That's it.
Well, hey, we have Mike, who is probably the best coach in the entire league, and we also have an American lad named Austin Matthews, and
yeah,
we've signed trust me, Toronto's going one way, and Hockey Town is.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I know when my team's doing bad, I put my hands up. Like I personally, I thought Mike was fantastic. I think Blashill's the wrong guy at the moment for Detroit. I think he's great for the younger kids completely. I think he's done an amazing job with Team USA again, who are all, the most experienced player is Dylan Larkin, who's not old enough to drink when he wins. What's the point of playing for your country, maybe getting gold medal, and you can't even have a beer?
Listen, I hear it. I want to. So I hear that you own a hockey team.
So yeah, this is where it gets really a little bit more tricky and complicated, and it looks more like something from The Godfather. Many years ago, I used to live, like I said, I lived up in Hull, and I worked for a team called the Stingrays. And I got in, and I learned a lot about the hockey in the UK very well. And then had to move down to London due to the recession. So I started getting involved and helping out doing the marketing work and building stuff up. I proposed an entire new team and structure that got shot down. But the biggest thing that the fans wanted was online ticket sales. They couldn't buy online tickets for their games. So I built the system, I rebuilt the website, I took ownership of that. But then when it came to looking at the legality of, okay, well, I'm bringing in thousands of dollars now a month. I can't have this in my personal account. Tax company's going to come straight over me and take, get me into trouble. So therefore, I had to create a legal company to basically put the money through, and that company was called Lucky Pucks. We had a nice little tagline being "You Lucky Pucker." And that's because the actual hockey team itself wasn't registered properly as a corporation or a non-for-profit. So if there's any money that you went looking for, you would find it via the website, via the ticket sales. And therefore, my business, therefore, was the legal entity of the company it is. So it's a very weird one. There's some guys called Graham and Dawn. They're running everything. They manage everything. They do an amazing job. We've got some amazing coaches. Hockey in the UK, I don't know if you ever watch it. It's a mess right now. And it didn't used to be. Do you know, in 1938, the very first aired ice hockey.
Can I interrupt you really quick? Because I don't think Big B properly introduced me to you. Do you need a coach?
We've got one. We've got a coach. And we're not allowed to have international coaches in our league.
Why would you not have an international coach?
Because the NHL came over in the 60s and wanted to promote, very much like they do the NFL are doing at the moment, to build the league. And they fell out with the UK, and it's been a unwritten kind of rules. But if there's been anybody found to have a international coach from America or Canada, the entire team, that includes the kids league, is banned.
That's crazy.
It is. It's completely and utterly mental. We're allowed to have one player internationally on the team.
Well, I understand that because I've coached a lot of teams, and I've looked at players, and they said, DK, you can't have that player. He's out of your zone. I understand that. But as far as coaching goes, if I moved to England, my wife would be very upset. But I'm just saying, there are credentials here. I win. I always win. And it's not like kicking a fucking soccer ball. Like I can teach you guys how to use the puck.
No, I completely get that. And unfortunately, this is the problem with hockey in the UK. It's become like itself. It's become isolated. It is not growing the way it should be doing, and it is the greatest sport in the land for many reasons. I struggle to find any other athlete that can basically move at the speeds these guys do on thin bits of metal with a club and a puck. You know, not like with rugby where you can only throw the ball backwards. You have to be able to look around. Your head turns around like an owl, for crying out loud, and you can go around the back of the goal.
Did you just call it a club? Did you just call it a club?
I know, but it's like a club if I want to hurt the guy.
Well, then you're back in the 1980s. Like we got to move along a little bit here.
No. You see, that's the thing. That's what killed hockey in the UK. That generation of people see hockey is they still see it as this gooning sport where the guys are going to drop the gloves and a fight's going to happen. They want the fight, and that's what ruined hockey, and that's what will ruin hockey in the UK. Definitely, it's lost its sporting etiquette.
Now, Stu, how do you feel about hockey in the UK?
Oh, very passionate about it. I try and get to as many games as I can. We've
Have
got
you ever seen a fucking game? Be honest.
Wait, let me ask Stu, what surface is hockey played on?
Is this ice hockey?
You're laughing, but he's right. In the UK, grass hockey is played by more people than football.
Oh, field hockey. That's a girl's sport.
We've got an ice rink just up the road from me.
You in North Palace?
No, Lee Valley.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like Lee Valley. It's good.
Yeah, I try and get there as often as I can. But
you're full of shit, Stu. You're fucking bullshitting the guy.
I'm not. I do get there. I was there a couple of months ago last time.
When did you ever watch a hockey game?
I haven't watched one for a while, I must admit.
How long have we known Stu for? Like 2 years now? We've
Yeah.
been doing this. This is the very first time I've ever heard him bring up hockey or ice skating and an ice rink like right up the road from him. I've never heard him say it's always the fucking the allotment or like his fucking neighbor's house.
Yes. Or we're blowing a hoo-hoo with the Indian neighbor. Like
well, the one-legged Aborigine and all that. Yeah, of course.
Oh, next time I'm there, I'll do a Facebook Live next time I'm there.
Yeah, London Raiders are your local team.
Yeah, I think I are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshitting you. He's fucking bullshitting you.
No, it's London Raiders. Yeah, that's what they are called. They got it's another boring story. But yeah, it's a good ring.
No, the Raiders are the Raiders are good. Man.
I have to tell you, and this is a very biased opinion, Patrick. It is the greatest game in the world. A Big B will listen to me moan and complain and yell and curse, and it's the greatest game in the world. And thank God they're playing it in England. I don't know how they're freezing the fucking ice though.
We actually have one of the best ice rinks in the world. It actually was brought over obviously by Canada. It's Canadian pad. They brought it over. It's got like all this fancy 5 levels of water filtering stuff. But yeah, it's harder to do. It is harder to do because it just rains in England all the fucking time. Which is great for Stu's allotment, really, isn't it?
Now, Patrick, I've never asked you this, but I have to ask you now. When you were in London, did you have an allotment, or did your family have an allotment?
No.
Is an allotment a big thing for Englanders?
Yeah, definitely for in the city, because you basically just get a yard and that's it. So people want to have a garden. They want to maybe grow their own produce, or they just want to grow flowers, etc. Or they just want somewhere to get away from the wife. And that's what it's for. I am struggling to remember what's his name from EastEnders who used to go to the allotment all the time.
Yeah, he died, didn't he?
Yeah. He got smashed in the head by his wife with a saucepan.
Something Fowler, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Ian was his no, his son is Ian.
Was it Arthur?
Arthur, yeah. Arthur Fowler. Yeah. So yeah, it is like there are allotments all over the country. You know, people don't have that ability sometimes to be able to grow. But it's the same in New York. I've seen allotments here in certain garden areas, like houses. They have these areas sectioned off to be allowed to people to grow things, mostly pot.
But that's within like the apartment building, right? Like you have some stuff on your roof that I've seen on your vlog, right? Where Stu's allotment is like 6 miles away from his house.
Yeah. Well, I guess. But
that's like a completely separate area. That's like you living in Queens. You're going up to the Bronx to grow things.
No, it's not 6 miles away. It's 10 minutes from where I live.
It's one of these ones, like, you don't understand, like getting a plot of land that you can grow and do what you want with it. Like, people fight for it in the UK, and there's waiting lists.
Yeah.
To be able to get this stuff, like you joke about it, but and that's the thing as well. Like, if you're a city lad, you don't know anything different. But coming up from like Lincolnshire and Nottingham, where there is farming and fields and stuff, this is a big thing for people in the UK to be able to grow their own produce and just be, get their hands dirty. And I completely can see where, if Stu, your shifts probably put you, 6 hours a day underground?
Exactly.
You want to be outside in the sun or in the rain, just, not underground, digging it all up, basically. But yeah, it's a huge thing, a massive thing in the UK. We even have, like we say, we actually had a character on a massive TV show whose main plot point was going down to the allotment.
Yeah, to get away from the wife. I don't think he ever grew anything, did he?
No,
he
didn't.
sat in his shed.
Sat in his shed, complaining about his wife. And like my dad had a shed in his garage, in our yard at the back of the garden, and that's where he would go, complain about the wife.
I can't believe you two are talking about a shed to keep away from your fucking wife.
I'm fascinated by this conversation.
This is the best.
My mum actually says that basically to all young couples, as oh yeah, we're getting married. Oh great, get a shed. Why? Men need sheds to go do their hobbies away from the family. Got it.
Well, I think we can all agree with that, because that's why I built this studio. That's why DK is where he is. Stu's in his own little room in his house. We all have to get away.
How is, like, you have man caves, don't you, over here? They're a huge thing.
Man caves are huge over here. Absolutely huge man caves.
It's the same thing, but we just do it in a 6 foot by 4 foot shed.
And pretend to grow things.
And you grow veggies. The allotment.
Under the guise of growing vegetables for the family.
Stu, can we get a little bit of truth out of this? over to Stu. Is the allotment a way to get rid of the spouse?
Well, they are a place just to get away, I suppose. Generally, whether it's the woman goes there or the man goes there, it's somewhere away from the house, somewhere you can take your mind off things, grow a bit of fruit and veg, make your own beer in the shed.
Can I ask you a question? Because I know what I'd do if I had spare time. Do you ever masturbate at the allotment?
No, I'm yet to do that.
A big pile of black stuff.
Just you're sitting there in the shed and you're going, I finally have a little bit of time alone. I'm here. I'm by myself. And I won't do it now because I'm on YouTube, but I'm in the cave. And does anybody have any Vaseline?
Well, I'm sure the next door neighbor does, but I don't. Because
how would you know that?
Because he's boarded up all his windows in his shed. And it disappears for long periods of time.
See, I don't take that long. I take about 25 seconds.
See, and Patrick was worried about. He asked me yesterday, "Is there anything we can't talk about?" I said, "No." And now you see, we're talking about jerking off in
Masturbating in the
sheds.
shed. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit concerned I might have to turn off the viewpoint. Because he wants to get some Vaseline and wank off, and if he wasn't on YouTube right now, that's what he'd be doing.
I'm just wondering.
I'm very sorry that we're taking up your free time.
I always look for like a really, really personal spot, you know, like the tub.
The tub?
I like how you're going for personal spot, like when you come up with the bathtub, and I'm thinking personal stoppers. Oh yeah, the train, the office, anywhere else is that people are around. It's kind of personal, right? Got it. Okay.
The bathtub.
Now, why don't you really tell me what you did with that prostitute?
That's the stuff off camera.
No, but I've been dying to know. Oh my God, there's a prostitute behind me. If there was a prostitute behind me, I'd send the wife for a latte.
No, you know, this is the thing, isn't it? With the younger generation, they wear these crazy outfits and they walk around. And I'm starting to feel my age now of like, oh my God, just dress fucking normally. Stop trying to make a spectacle of yourself. And that's what it is. She was probably dressed very fashionably, but she just looked like a twat. Probably could see it well if I look closely enough.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to talk about these rompers.
Oh God,
rompers. They talk about the men rompers.
Yeah.
Well, really, they're like a one piece.
Yeah.
That all of us can wear. I like them. I really do.
But would you go out in them?
I think I would.
Wait, did you say you like them?
I really do.
What is wrong with you?
They look really comfortable.
They're a fucking onesie for fucking men.
I realize that. I'm not saying I'd go to Walmart.
Yeah, but these are meant to go. You're going out in them, aren't you?
No, I'm just saying if I was lying around the house and I had a chance to put a romper on, I'm still feeling pretty good about myself. You know me. I've had 15 teeth knocked out. I have a broken collarbone, separated shoulder. I'm all good with
All right,
it.
so why don't you order a romper tonight, and next week on next week's show you can model it for us?
Yeah, I am gonna order a romper for you.
Not for me. I don't fucking want it.
I mean, I've got a onesie.
Send it to the office, and we'll make him wear it.
I've got a onesie, but I wouldn't be wearing it outside.
No,
I wear it in the winter.
Patrick, we're gonna have Dimitri wear it.
Look, you go in the bedroom, right? You go in the bedroom. There's a shirt and a pair of shorts that match. What's the problem? You want to fight me? Here I am.
It's still two separate pieces of clothing. This is a onesie. My fucking 16-month-old wears a onesie. This is fucking clothing that fucking guys with man buns can make being a pussy to a higher level. That's all it is.
It's the same thing, isn't it? The where of like you were saying, like there's two arguments here. You got one where that's an outfit that'll do. I'm covered, so I'm comfortable. What do I worry about? But then there's this other thing, like you're saying, like these fucking millennial Generation Z hair buns.
Yes,
don't have real jobs. And then they're wearing like, oh, I want to wear what women wear because it looks comfortable and I want to be breathable. And like, I don't give a crap, mate. Wear a pair of fucking trousers and a t-shirt and go get a a job. In fact,
are you meant to be wearing underpants with these?
There's some allotments that need, digging up. They need some fucking work. They walk around and go, I'm an actor. You're not an actor, mate. You're serving me a coffee.
Are you meant to be wearing underpants with these rompers?
Stop being a fucking pussy and go get a fuck. And they dress like they're fucking lumberjacks sometimes too, right? They'll have their fucking man buns and their gigantic beards and wear fucking flannel and overalls and look like they were at a hard day's work where they were sipping fucking lattes at Starbucks all fucking day. Fucking faggots, go get a fucking real job, you piece of shit.
It does wind me up how there's more and more of a generation. I think this comes back down to, we're going to talk about the allotment a bit more, and I can tell this. We come about that down to bit on the allotment.
We'll talk about the allotment until we're blue in the face.
It's about, when you're outside in your garden, your house, or you're building something, it's about manual labor. And for guys, there's nothing better than, literally digging up dirt. Like as kids, we would run around and swing off trees and all that kind of fun shit. Kids aren't allowed to do that anymore. And they grow up with these very warped views. But then they feel like they've lost their identity and they want to look masculine, but they're trying to look modern and they're trying to be metro. And that's where we've now ended up with 21 stupid genders. And I know I'm saying right now, but fuck me, there's 3, all right? I don't know what all of this other stuff is. Most of it, actually, I think.
What's the third?
Bi or trans, whichever one.
That's not a gender. There's only 2 genders. There's male and female.
No, there isn't. There's now 21.
No.
I know.
In LGBT, the B is bi. That says there's 2 genders. You're one or the other.
No, because you can be agender or neutral gender, or you want to be referred to as there or it or whatever, and because you don't relate to one. That's where social media is warping minds of people.
Oh my God. I know.
And my daughter has a friend at school who's agender.
No, she needs to go see a psychiatrist. She needs proper social interaction.
Right. I agree. I agree 100% because
they don't know what to do. They don't have the dress. They don't know where to look. They don't know what to do with their lives, and they end up in a fucking mess.
and no matter what you do, whether you want to go be a trans fucking whatever the fuck you're gonna be, you identify as a fucking mule. I don't know. If they fucking take your blood and do a DNA test, you either have an X chromosome or a Y chromosome. You're either a male or a female. No matter what you identify as, if you're a man and you get surgery to become a woman, you're still a fucking man because your DNA has an X chromosome.
And even if you relate, that's fine. Now, I remember this must have been in the 90s. Eddie Izzard, right? Eddie Izzard is this hilarious comedian. And he felt more comfortable just wearing women's clothing. So he was a cross-dresser. Do you know what? Nobody had a problem with him.
Right.
He didn't go around declaring, like, I want individual rights.
Right.
It was just like, look, this is what I want to do. Just please leave me alone and I'll leave you guys alone. And that was it. But now I struggle to understand where this came from. And it feels like it's running off the rails. And my biggest concern is the more and more that people lose their identities.
Okay, wait a minute. We have to go to London. How are you feeling about the way this guy is behaving since he's moved to the United States?
No, it's cool. He's a cool guy.
Be honest about it. It's okay. You've got a bloke from the hometown who's moved over to the United States, and he's been bitching and pouring for half an hour.
Well, it makes a change, doesn't it?
Well, listen, how do you in the old country feel about that?
Oh, I think it's cool. I think it's refreshing. I like to hear all of this stuff, like,
So you're basically a pussy, and
I'm not a pussy.
You won't stand up for yourself.
No, but it's true what he's saying. It's true.
One Canadian I see on the call. Two Brits, a Yankee, a Canuck. You're outnumbered.
DK's trying to create a civil war.
He really
between the 2 Londoners.
So here he is. He's in the United States, and listen, he has made us take the piss or the mick, whatever you call it, over and over again. He doesn't think very highly of Big B or myself in the least. But you're sitting there in the old country, and we're wondering what you're thinking about this bloke.
No, it's a top bloke. I'm thinking about whether you got to wear underpants with this onesie thing.
I like that. I like where we're trying to understand transgenders in 21, and Stu's thinking, do you wear underwear? What?
I'm just thinking, where does your tackle go?
Like, at least with a kilt, you don't have to worry about that, do you?
No.
Timeout. Timeout.
Oh my God.
Every once in a while in the show, folks, we have to have a timeout.
This is the greatest conversation ever on this show.
Did you just ask him where his tackle went?
What do you call these onesie things again?
Rumbers?
No, I want to know.
Rompers.
If you ask him, because I'm thinking as a bass fisherman. I'm not thinking like the old country, and this is what makes this show so amazing. Did you just ask him where his tackle went? Big.
Yeah, where would you put your tackle? You meat and veg.
You automatically just brought me back to fucking Austin Powers.
Yeah.
When he was saying that I forget what he was saying is meat in 2 bits or whatever the fuck he was saying.
Meat and 2 veg. Meat and 2 veg. You see, this is the problem. This is the thing I really miss, and I really like it when I hear British people talk. It is because I miss the British mannerisms that I grew up with. And the slang.
And you need to listen to this show because he just bought a whistle and we're taking a mic and we have no fucking idea what the guy's talking about.
Well, you know what happens at 10, don't you?
You can't get on the hockey rink, brother, and tell the brother, hey, you're missing the puck. You're taking the mic. That don't work.
But all of that sort of language is slowly fading in London because English is becoming almost like a second language now. There's so many. It's probably about 50 languages spoken in London.
Do you know what the most popular, or not the most spoken language in the UK is now? This was
go on.
Polish.
Wow.
And it's amazing how the country changed every generation. It changes. And before that, it was Bangladeshi. Before that, it was Irish, and before that, it was Chinese. It changes every time, and that's the good thing about England. And we are more accepting, I feel, of cultures. Yeah, we have our moments and our issues, and I think we're getting a little bit full and getting a little bit overly defensive on a few things. But to be able to be in a country and a city that will openly accept anybody from anywhere in the world, and you can embrace their culture.
You're telling me right now in England there is 5 people running around a room wondering how many it takes to change a light bulb.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're in a round room. There's a light bulb. How many Polish people? I'm sorry, Polacks. We love you, but
yeah, carry on with the joke.
we love you, Polacks. We really do, and we love Jews, and we love everyone.
Yeah. It's just individuals.
The great thing I have learned, Big B, about hanging out with English people. They have a great character. Both Patrick and Stu.
Well, Patrick's the second Englishman you've ever spoken to, isn't he?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a dirty hockey player. I will do anything to crush the French Canadians. I will do anything in my power to do that. But I have never met Big B, 2 more gentlemen in my life.
I'm not even in England. I've been pulling your leg the whole time.
Yeah, my brother does that.
They're also very absurd, but they're gentlemen in their ranks.
Well, I guess they are proper English gentlemen.
I think our wives would love them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why we're not allowed to meet them.
You're not going to meet my wife. There's not a chance in hell.
You're saying like you're old school hockey. So
no,
that's enough.
I am hockey. I'll knock your teeth out and break your collarbone.
All right, and so from the old days, who would you rate as the greatest hockey player? And this is going to go somewhere. Trust me. Who would you say is the greatest hockey player of all time?
Well, and this has been asked me by by kids that play for me. I coach them all the time. I'm going to be honest with you. The greatest hockey player of all time is Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr, classic. Very good. Now, you've got the classic Bobby Orr. You've got all the other legends as well that we all know of. And then you get this punk-ass 28-year-old twat, Sidney Crosby.
Fuck Cindy Crosby. He's a
No,
fucking little bitch.
Shit. I'll tell you, the greatest two-way hockey player of all time, and I'm a huge Bobby Orr fan. I've always been a Bobby Orr. But the guy that said he was going to make it happen was what's his name? 11 on the Mark Messier. I will win the cup without Gretzky. And guess what he did?
Yeah. I would say he's the greatest leader. I wouldn't say he's the greatest hockey player, but he's the greatest leader in hockey. Because when he spoke, everybody listened and followed him. They fell in line and followed him to wherever he decided to take the team.
Hell of a hockey player, I'll tell you.
Oh, great hockey player.
I think it's a shame.
I don't think he's better than Gordie Howe or anybody like that.
And listen, don't get me wrong. I know that Crosby and Gretzky and those guys play the game like you wouldn't believe. But there's guys out there like who's the guy on Anaheim?
Getzlav? Ryan Getzlav?
I would take him in a heartbeat. Guy's an animal.
Yeah.
Animal.
Well, I'll tell you, but you got one hell of a hockey player in the making there, Austin Matthews. We scored 40 goals in his rookie season. That's one hell of a hockey player.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of criticism in Canada right now about Austin Matthews, and I'm going to tell you something because, well, I've played hockey here for 30 years, and I've coached for a long time. That boy plays the game, and I don't care if he's American. He's the real deal. He's better than McDavid. I'll say it right now.
It's interesting as well. Like, we're up there for the Bettman's World Cup, because it wasn't really the World Cup, was it? And Canada were playing Europe, and the entire rink were just shouting this kid's name, and we're like, "What the fuck is this?" And you saw him play, and you're going, "Oh yeah, we get it. He is. He's an amazing player, and it's amazing to see everyone come behind one guy in a real supportive way. And I think it's good. And that's one of. There's so many reasons why hockey is the greatest sport, and it's not just the fact that the skill level's higher. It's also the way that the players treat each other with respect, and the way that they treat off the ice, and the things that they do, the charities, and all the good work that happens as well. And it's good. It's a part of the sport to feel proud of.
You just hit it on the nail. Because what I do is we coach hockey. We do it all summer. We do it all winter. And we encourage the kids to raise money. And we've raised so much money for hospice and all this other shit. I'm telling you, these kids are going nowhere. But I'll also tell you something that's a fact as a coach. I'm studying the way the Americans do things because I think the Canadians are 100% behind the game. And so I'm studying the Americans, and I'm also studying the Finns.
Oh, the Finns are a good shout.
And look, but you hit it on the head. Whatever you do for charity is a gold mine.
Yeah.
And I know it's not what we talk about on the show this often, and we don't do this kind of shit, but no, we laugh and we joke and we make a lot of fun, but these kids making money is more important than the skills they learn on the ice. And the skills they learn on the ice are very important. Don't get me wrong. But when you can smash a charity home, that's a good thing.
It is, and it's one of these things. And me and Brian, I don't know about you other guys. Me and Brian definitely have a different viewpoint. I know. I think we might have talked about this, and then we said, like, let's not talk about it anymore. I don't believe about the magic man in the clouds. Just don't believe he exists. I'm completely and utterly an atheist. And for me, it's more important to raise children to have good values and to behave correctly than anything else. And if you can teach children the reason why you should be doing charitable work. Hang on 1 second, I'm going to deal with the cat. Oi! Right? Then your kid will be fine.
The name of the show is Oi.
And no, I agree, Patrick, 100% with you. I'm in the same boat. I don't believe in the magic man in the clouds either. I went to Catholic school my entire life, but I don't believe in any of that crap. And so I'm right there with you.
And it's one of these ones, isn't it? It's the same thing of where we tried doing this in London. Actually, we tried to do a gangster team initiative, knowing a team, showing up for responsibility, like turning up on the ice on time, getting ready, putting 100% effort. It sets kids up for working in the workplace, being a reliable friend and family member. And if you jump on that TV, I will knock the shit out of you, you ginger shit bag.
If you jump on that TV, I'm going to keep notes quick enough.
Family values, as he was talking about.
That is truly family values.
Oi!
I want to tell you something though, and you're striking a nerve. I hate to talk serious on Cave Crew Radio, but I'll tell you right now, if these kids think they're going anywhere, they've lost their fucking minds, and so have the parents. And they need to work hard and do their due diligence and become better players. But at the same time, they need to raise awareness for their community. And that's why I do what I do, Patrick. Look, I have never had a guy play beyond the major A.
But it's this one, isn't it, of where I feel like there's organizations that were around, and this falls all back down to allotments, flannel shirts, man buns, wearing fucking weird clothing. And it's, where are the Scout Association? I don't know if you guys ever did the Scouts. Did you do the Scouts?
I did. I did the Cub Scouts for like I think it was just a year when I was a kid.
People are too terrified to run these things these days, I think.
Yeah, because there's too many kiddie fiddlers, especially in the UK at the moment. Rolf Harris and all these other people who are meant to be looking after your kids, 30 years later, it turns out they've been fiddling with them.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because they're not all doing that. My Scout leader never did. I learned to canoe. I went on to represent my country. I learned how to skin rabbits, shoot a gun, rock climb, loads of cool shit.
Yeah.
But these things that help people identify and learn from themselves and grow into community spirit, they're all gone. It's all about Snapchat. In fact, I actually had a friend post on Facebook going, these girls and boys who are 16, you got your end of year exams, stop pissing about on Snapchat, causing fights and arguments, having drama, focus on the real stuff. And that's the problem, is social media. It's toxic for children. And like, I know Copper says that over 13s, it's okay. I don't think it should be, because they're not handling the responsibilities, and the parents aren't psychologically aware of what's going on to their children through these channels, and it's fucking up kids. That's what's happening. And it's boring to change this up and talk about something more fun. This is getting too serious.
and not everyone is a bad person.
They're not. But how easy is it to say something, like you could be a really good person, but you say something or you miss a comma on Twitter and you end up being hated by people and you end up being, bullied, and you said this about that person, this is what they said, and it happens. And they're not.
That's when everybody turns into the keyboard warriors. They won't say anything to your face, but behind the keyboard, they're the toughest person on earth.
Oh, they're all Dimitris. I love the guy.
That's right.
It's a bit unfriendly, an inside joke. We have this guy called Dimitri at work, and he even brags that he is the office troll. If he will come up and stand next to you, going, "That won't work," and then just walk away from you. Like, I mean, you won't. Right. Or he just jumps into some conversation. He's a nice guy who would never harm a fly. He's kind of like the kid at school that you bully, but if anyone bullied you, anybody bullied him, then he'll go, I have to go and just deal with something. I'll be back 1 second.
I'm wondering what he's dealing with.
Well, I know one of them is his cat. I don't know what the other thing is, aside from maybe his fucking air conditioning.
All right. So Brian can vouch for this. I did not know.
Wait a minute. Shut the fuck up. We're going over to Stu.
What I was wondering, we was talking about these charities. What is the Cave Crew Radio charity? As you're so charitable over there, DK.
We have no charity. I'd love to start one.
We have the Cave Crew.
If I started one, if I started one, I would start a sport where any kid could play, and I don't care if it's Utah or Manitoba or Sweden. Back to you, Stu.
that was all I was saying. That was all.
No, we don't have a charity. But in my opinion, and you'd have to take Big B and yourself, I mean, this is not only my show, but I would be a place where every kid could play. I don't care where they live.
Well, something you need to start up. Maybe we could put our Patreon guise it as a children's.
Oh, yeah. We've had a lot of good luck with Patreon so far. Like, hey, I'm DK. I'd like all your children to play. And you know what they'll do? They'll invest in their own children. They won't invest in anyone else. That's the problem with the world. Every kid needs to play, and that's why you guys are like, oh my God, DK, you're semi-retired. What do you do with all your time? I'm on the fucking ice.
That's an hour a week. Go on.
I'm on the ice.
The only ice he's on is in his whiskey.
And yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. And I'm on the ice, and I'm trying to teach these kids how to play. And the government's against us, and the league's against us, and everyone's against us. And I'll tell you right now, Stu, I'm going to tell you right now, I will stand on my laurels that every kid should play a sport.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't care what I really don't care if it's hockey. Hockey's my game, right?
Yeah.
My body's been tortured to no end by it. But
saying that, not all kids want to play sport. I know it's good for you, and kids should be involved in team stuff. But not everyone's gonna enjoy it. Not everyone enjoys sport. I hated rugby at school. I hated rugby. I played rugby once.
Rugby's an amazing sport.
And me and my mate was running around pretending that we was playing. And at the end of the lesson or whatever it was in PE, the teacher made us roll in the mud. But that's the only memory. That because we were spotlessly clean at the end. That's the only memory I've got of playing rugby.
Did you ever try badminton?
No.
Did you ever try cricket?
Yeah, I played cricket.
Well, I'm telling you,
cricket's only fun if you're bowling or batting.
You've seen baseball, right? Have you seen how much money these?
Baseball looks a lot more fun than cricket.
No, you see, that's the myth.
I've never seen more lazy fucking. There's no one in A baseball.
Cricket gets so many spectators. Cricket's a big game over here, and people go out. It's a whole day thing, isn't it?
It's a week, isn't it?
Well, it's a whatever. Yeah, they go out there, they sit there, and they drink tea and drink beer and whatever. There's a big crowd spot.
Baseball player does. They're fucking pieces of shit. Oh, I wonder when I'm going to get up to bat or I'm going to catch the ball. Give me a fucking break.
Brian, what's the population for City Field?
How many people City Field can hold?
Yeah.
Approximately between 35, 40,000.
And they can fill out that game. And do you know what they do? They sit spitting, and then when it's their turn, they stand in the middle of the field, really far away, like this, hands on their legs, looking. And then they don't run to the ball if it's not going towards them, or they walk. And I went, how much is he getting paid to stand still in the field? $17 million.
I hope it doesn't hit me in the balls.
It's the worst. That's worse. Baseball is worse than golf. At least golf walk around they can, right? Fucking baseball, national pastime. You know why I said pastime? Because it's where it belongs, in the past. Getting angry at baseball.
Well, I would much rather watch a baseball game than I would a cricket game.
No, dude, seriously. I've been to a baseball game, and I was watching the train go by because that was more interesting. I paid to go watch the Yankees. I paid to watch the Mets. It is the dullest. Cricket is more interesting, mate. Seriously.
Okay.
They're sliding into the ground. They're stealing bases. That never happens. They can't hit the ball.
But doesn't cricket last like 6.5 weeks? Like one guy can bat for 9 days. That's kind of fucking boring, isn't it? I mean, you gotta invest half your life in one game.
But they changed the color now from white to like multiple colors to make it more interesting.
But how do you like buy tickets to a cricket game? I'm gonna buy. I know this game's gonna last 9 weeks, so I'm gonna buy week 3.
You don't buy them; they give them away.
Yeah. Go down to the Oval and you drink Pimm's and tea with cucumber sandwiches, and you get very, very drunk in the sun or the rain, and that's it. And I don't think if you ask anybody, can you talk about a cricket game? They'll be, nah, I don't remember what happens. It's not because they're drunk; it's just that boring.
I have never seen an Englishman that loves hockey as much as me.
There is a guy called David Carr, and he traveled the world, and he's been on loads of different rinks. He's a great guy. He's absolutely. Actually, Stu, he's your customer director or something for the Underground. Small world, isn't it? And I came to New York, and I took my kit down, and I was wearing a UK team jersey, and this guy came skating up to me and went, "Where'd you get that jersey from?" Like I'd stolen it. And I said, "I used to work for the club, and it's mine." "Oh, do you know Kazi?" "Yeah, I know Kazi." And it's one of these ones. There are a lot of people extremely passionate about hockey in the UK.
Yeah.
And these guys will fight tooth and claw. They'll tell you their history. They'll tell you everything about it, much more than I can. I just like a good rant.
Is there any way, Stu, that we can get Oscar to play hockey?
It's highly unlikely, to be honest. Well, ice hockey.
Yes. Oh, there's no other kind of hockey in the world.
You know the ice rink that's right up your block. You know.
Yeah.
Fine.
I could suggest it to him. I think he's a football man, so boy.
So he'd fall and boom boom.
He likes his football, and I don't think like you say, it's a very skilled sport. You've got to be a good ice skater to start with.
No, you don't. You just got to skate. You get yourself on there. And I actually took my coaching course.
Why don't you get him on skates?
Yeah, get him on the skates and just make him fall over. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I'll suggest it to him, and I'll record his answer.
When September? September's what? 4 months away? 5 months?
Yeah.
Tell you what, Stu, we'll get you tickets for Stretton, mate. Go down, show him the sport properly done, and then ask him if he wants to play. But he says, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a challenge. I will take him.
Stu, I don't know. You know what? You're talking to a really dumb fucking Canadian. I'd say it's the greatest game in the world, but Big B, is your son skating?
He is not. He is not a sports child. We've tried, but no. I've got hockey goals, like street hockey goals. And I got the little. I don't want them to play with the ball, so I got them the street pucks. He'll play a little bit in the street, but he won't get on skates. We've been ice skating. He enjoys ice skating when we go, but he doesn't want to get on skates and play hockey. He's not a very athletic child.
Greatest game in the world.
And I don't argue with that, but my son is not a very athletic child.
I've been trying to get my boy to play snooker.
Oh my god.
Snooker is not got anything.
You might as well just
your boy Stu on skates.
He told me to piss off. I said, how about me and your mate? Him and his mate, and I said, we'll get his mate's dad as well. We'll go and play snooker and pool and all that. It just, nah.
How old's your lad?
13.
Oh, so one more year and you can take him down to the pub.
Yeah. I don't really want to encourage that at the moment.
Wait, you can drink at 14? Is that what you're saying?
You can come in.
I don't really want Oscar down at the pub.
If you're 14 in the UK with a meal with somebody over the age of 18.
So wait, say that again. I'm sorry, I missed that.
So you can have a unit of alcohol, so that's like a glass of wine with a meal, like in a restaurant or a bar, with somebody who's over the age of 18.
When you're 14?
Yes. We want to make sure that people drink responsibly and young.
I mean, I was drinking at 14, but I wasn't drinking responsibly and,
Cider in the pub.
That's probably why you have a problem with illegitimate children.
Probably. And that's probably why I have 9 empty bottles of whiskey sitting next to me.
Yes. I don't think I'm going to send my son down to the pub. He's turning 13 on May 31st. And I don't think I'm going to say, boy, let's go to the pub and turn out just like your fucking dad.
It's weird. We actually encourage, the law doesn't obviously encourage drinking because, they don't want a load of drunken idiots.
The only reason you encourage drinking is because the milfs want to get banged.
Well, I mean, now we understand the reason behind all the fucking soccer hooligans, where all the fights break out because their fucking team lost. They're going to burn the stadium down and fight people. They're all drunk at 14.
Yeah. Let's go down and get drunk when we're 14 so they'll fuck our wives.
Yeah. What else are you going to do? We're an island. We have nothing much else to do.
You can visit Big Ben.
I might take him to a pub actually because they're going to all be gone soon. So
that's true.
Is not Pippi getting married this weekend?
Pippa, you mean?
Yeah, whatever her name is. Pippa. Is she not getting married?
Well, according to you, she is.
Well, I saw on Good Morning America Day that Pippa was getting married. That should be like I don't know. What is she? A duchess? I have no idea what she is.
She's just a sister, isn't she?
She's got nothing.
She's just Kate. I think I have got an invite somewhere. But
so basically, she's a whore.
I wouldn't go that far, DK.
Well, I'm ready to stand and abridge myself, Big B, and call Pippa a whore.
Well, I must stand against that because since I've been knighted by the royal family, I'm 100% with them.
You're very gentle when it comes to English people.
I am.
I find them very violent.
We're short-tempered, not violent.
I find them, they you Canadians, you Americans, we're afraid to swear.
Well,
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's an interesting one of when I you know, it's in the office. Like I was in meetings and I'd say, oh, you know, this new product we're coming out with, it's fast as fuck, and they're like, oh, you dropped the F word. I went,
Oh, I get that too.
And then they're like, oh, we're going to build this, and it's going to be a piece of piss. What's a piece of piss? You find taking a piss, right? Yeah. Well, there's a piece of piss. I have to literally explain words, and it infuriates. And then they go, oh yeah, fact. It's not fact. It's fuck. It's fuck. It's got a hard CK at the end, and it's meant to be offensive.
We don't say fact.
Fact. You want a fact? Yeah. You're gonna
fuck
with some tea.
We say fuck.
It's not hard enough. Like, if I really want to offend somebody, I'm going to start off with the word sunshine. Because I don't know what it is, but if you want to get into a fight, you start with sunshine. Followed by shut your mouth. Then I'm probably going to get a slap, mate. And then it does. You end up in a fight. You don't even have to really swear. It's tonal. And I think that's something that Americans don't really sometimes do. They don't change the tones on words. That's what I mean when they don't swear.
Stu, is that true? Do you tell your wife to go fuck herself?
No.
only when he's in the shed at the allotment by himself.
No, if I wanted to move in the shed permanently, yes, I would. But I try to refrain from talking to my wife like that.
I thought you were going to say I tried to refrain from talking to my wife.
No, I do hold myself back when it comes to the wife.
You see, like I said, my missus is pregnant at the moment, and I've told a few of the girls some stories about how I speak to her and treat her. Like, I don't treat her any differently just because she's pregnant. A little bit more like, are you breathing? Yes. All right, then that's a good sign.
What are her cravings right now?
None. She's had no cravings. She's had no morning sickness, no mood swings. I just think she's got fat. And I've told her this. I said, are you sure you just haven't got fat? And she was, no, there's a baby in there, all right. But, like, they have to put all these oils and, bio oils and butters on to help with stretch marks. So when it comes to getting to bedtime and she's falling asleep at 7.
So you just wake up in the morning and you call her fucking fat.
Yeah. And then when it gets to bedtime, I go, come on, Preggers, off to bed with you. And she goes, yeah, I'm tired. No. Come on, we've got to grease the piggy first. And people say, you can't talk to her like that. She's the mother of your child.
I'm trying to write things down, though.
I think everyone's writing down Grease the Piggy.
Grease the Piggy first is the name of the show. I guarantee it.
It's this thing of, I think my other friends, we've got a couple of guys at work. They've all got, their firsts on the way as well this year. And like, oh yeah, she's like this. And I've had to be really patient with her. I went, I'm not. I tell her, stop to cool as shit. Stop crying. Stop doing this. Carry on.
You hit her, right? You would never hit her.
Oh, no. I just walk out of the room and just leave her.
No. You just want to grease the piggy first.
Come on, grease up, then you go to bed. I do check in on her like regularly to make sure she's comfortable. She's got acid reflux and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm not horrible. I just don't take shit.
And your solution to everything would be to grease the piggy first.
Yes, that also works for, hey, I want to have sex. It's time to grease the piggy.
Yeah.
Dude, wait a minute. Before I call this the name of the show, I want to go over to Stu. Have you ever greased a piggy? Come on. Be honest with me. Don't be a piece of shit right now. You got to be completely honest with Big B and I. Have you ever greased the piggy?
I've greased the piggy. Have you ever greased a pregnant piggy?
I don't know if I've ever greased a pygmy before, and I'm dying to do it. I'm going to go see my wife right now. I'm going to go grease the piggy.
Go put your onesie thing on, yeah? With your tackle poking down one leg.
I'm going to put on a onesie, Big B. I'm gonna slab some margarine on my finger. And I'm gonna go grease that fucking piggy.
Oh my god!
Like Big B, imagine you spread that margarine in. You got a choice of 2 holes, right? You're either A or B,
right?
And you and I like video games, right?
Yeah.
So I'm heading for A. I might miss it at B, but with the margarine, I just grease the fucking piggy.
Wherever you wind up is where you are.
I just want to make clear that greasing the piggy means she has to rub oil on her stomach and her stretch marks. That's what it means.
Oh yeah, we all got that, but we take these things into various other directions.
Yeah, you're far too genetic for us.
Yeah, we got
it. There's one hole or the other. And
yeah, school. Yeah, I know about that.
There's 3 holes. There's 3 holes we can hit. And I'm taking the margarine and I'm spreading it on her mouth and down on her butter and down on her other butter. And I'm looking for a home run. I
want you to go do that tonight. Go to your wife with some butter on your finger. Go, it's time to grease the piggy and just see what she says.
I want to grease the fucking piggy. Yeah.
And then next week's show, we're going to hear about DK buying a shed in his backyard.
Yeah. I know. I'll grease every piggy that walks by.
You'll be greasing your own piggy.
That's right.
Every single piggy that walks by my yard. And I might go to jail, and you guys may never hear from me again. But that's okay.
Oh my god!
Because I'm going to grease the piggy. We're getting late on the show, and it's time to name the show. And I don't know if anyone's gonna complicate things. Big B.
No.
You're gonna grease the piggy.
We're gonna grease the piggy. That's it. That's the name of the show. We're greasing the piggy.
Are you really gonna go grease the piggy?
I'm not. No, because I don't want to have to go buy a shed.
My wife is gonna be sound asleep. I'm not gonna have a chance at greasing the fucking piggy right now. But I really would like to. How would you name this show?
I would say Grease the Piggy. But I did write down Cliff Fulban earlier for some reason. I don't know why.
Why am I look, I'm trying to look at my notes.
Well, I was thinking originally there's a prostitute following me. But Grease the Piggy takes the cake.
He got sauced by his wife was another one I had written down.
I had wanking in the shed as well.
But there ain't nothing. Over to Patty, my best friend. I hope he comes back.
Yeah, it's been great. I really enjoyed this. I haven't laughed like this for a long time. It's good.
What would you name this show?
Oh, I'm liking Greasing the Piggy.
It's unanimous.
People are going to see Greasing the Piggy and going, what the fuck are they talking about?
Exactly.
So they're going to come now, Big B.
Yeah.
And they're going to listen to our show. And we've had some weird names, camels and vomit and frozen poo.
Baggy vaginas.
But now we are legitimately greasing a piggy.
Greasing the piggy.
I gotta go try that.
and before we sign off, we have to kind of do some proper radio shit. Patrick, tell us where we can find out about you. We can all view your vlog and any other information you want to give out.
Absolutely, because you know what, he is fantastic. I love him.
Thank you. I appreciate being on the show. It's been really good. It's been very funny. And yeah, so if you YouTube Mr. Patrick Henry, I try to keep it sensible because when I'm 70 and if I'm still doing this shit, I don't want my name to be something like Vomit Comet Wizard 69. So it's basically my name. Makes sense, I felt. And like you said, like Brian introduces, it's a British guy's view on living in New York, and I do stuff. And to be honest, some days are as boring as fuck, and there's nothing different. Like one of my entries was about like, there's nothing different from. I've lived in like major cities all over the world, and there's nothing different between them. People get in taxis, people go to work, people go to bars, people go home, do their washing, have a shit, and go to sleep. Do it all over again. It's just that some days there is something a little bit different, or something happens. And do you know what? I am really looking forward to Trump being in charge, because this place is going to go down the hill very quickly, and it's going to make it interesting.
And I must say they're very interesting, especially from being a New Yorker and watching it. There's a lot of things like you take for granted, and he'll point things out like, oh yeah, I never thought about that or whatever. But being from another country, he sees things a little differently. So it's a really interesting vlog.
I want to bring more personality in that. Maybe if I stop walking and talk about prostitutes.
Here's the deal, though. Will you join us again? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, absolutely. I do have a quick question. I was meant to ask Brian this.
Yeah.
Brian, you know the letters on the buses in New York?
Say that again?
There's letters, isn't there, for a bus? Like the M32, the Q32,
right.
The BX14.
Yeah.
Do you know what the letters mean?
Yeah, the boroughs.
Yeah, I did not know that or figure it out until yesterday. I've lived here 4 years nearly. I get it. M stands for Manhattan.
Yes.
I was so proud of myself.
M, Q for Queens, BX Bronx. Is it SI? I guess it's SI or just S.
Yeah, it's those wonderful things that I like living here in New York. As I walk by, I still find new things, and to me, they're brand new, and that's fantastic. And people learn new stuff about the UK.
And Stu, as a guy from the old country,
I don't think he calls it the old country.
What advice would you have for him?
What advice have I got for a UK guy for a British man living in America?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't got any advice for him. He's got to give me advice.
Keep drinking tea, and God save the Queen.
Because he knows what he's missing here. I don't know what I'm missing because I've never lived in New York.
I think, that makes sense. I think for Stu, it would really be appreciate all the tiny little things. Like, the 2 minutes it says, or the 1 minute 30 it says for the tube when it's going to turn up. You have no idea how valuable that piece of information is until you move to a city like New York where they don't tell you. And you'll see that.
But I always find it funny. People just run onto the platform and they've just missed a train and they go, oh. And it's like
quickly in the train.
2 minutes to wait for the next one.
It really is. And it's those little things. It's those tiny little things that you'll miss. I miss British money and currency. I miss British mannerisms and talking to British people. Although Americans all speak English, no, they don't. It's the tones, the accents, the dialogues, all the beautiful dialogues of like the North, the South, the Midlands, some Brummie accents. You miss them, and so appreciate all of those. That's what I would say.
I will appreciate them all.
Listen, you are welcome on the show any day.
We should get you on the vlog. I need to come up to Canada, school you on some British hockey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
No, anytime you need me, I'd be happy to help you on the vlog, especially when it comes to hockey. What is the name of the show again, Big B?
Grease and the Piggy.
Oh yeah, Grease.
It was a unanimous vote.
Yeah, we got to write it down. All right, boys. Listen, been a phenomenal night again here in the cave. You can only get Big B in Queens, New York. Choo Choo Stew live from London, England. And Patrick, I can't begin to thank you. We've had a lot of fun.
Pleasure really has been on mine. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been fantastic.
Have you had a good time?
Absolutely.
Would you come back again?
Yeah, but not when Stu's on.
No, Stu's an asshole. But no, Stu's a good guy. But we have to get you back again. There's so many people I want to grab back on the show. We've been blessed with so many people. Patrick, you and I will talk hockey.
Absolutely. Do it till the cows come home.
I'm on Facebook. All you gotta do is add me.
Will do.
And I'd be glad to do a vlog with you. Choo choo, Brian.
Sure.
Again, greasy pussy.
Greasing the piggy.
Greasing. Hang on, I gotta write it down though.
See, I have to explain, Patrick. This is the point of the show where the show is named by all of us, but DK's too drunk to figure out what we named it. So we have to say it 62 times in order for him to write it down once.
You know what I wrote down, Big B?
What
was I was fingering the piggy.
I'll get somebody thrown in jail if you name it that.
Oh man.
Greasing the piggy.
Greasing the piggy.
Yeah. All right, kids. Cave Crew Radio is the name of the show. You can listen to Big B live every Tuesday night on Metal Thunder Radio. I'm not sure if Choo Choo Stew is doing the pod train anymore, but another great show. And God bless our new dear friend, Patrick Henry. I love you to death and can't wait to spend some time with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so
Look
much.
it up. Mr. Patrick Henry on YouTube. Look it up.
All right, kids. See you later.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to cue up the...
Shut up!
That'd be my job.
Shut up!